And hello, welcome to Pastor Capture. You have the opportunity to have just me, one pastor. Pastor Steve is at the Festival of Homiletics in Atlanta, Georgia, and Pastor Tammy is taking vacation this week in preparation as she will be graduating from seminary this week. Woo-hoo, go Tammy. All of her work over the last 2.5 years or so is culminating in this week, and it happens to be on the same time as her birthday. So happy birthday, Pastor Tammy, and happy birthday to my daughter. Her birthday is the same day too. Thank you for taking the time to sit and just reflect with me on this past week here at Mentor. I preached for the modern service at 9 and then the 11 o'clock service as far as the preaching part. I always thank all of our musicians. We had wonderful service in modern with music for sure, and in our traditional for sure. We want to give thanks to, I think it was 3 members that came for traditional from Chardon United Methodist. Thank you for coming and just deciding to be with us. I kept looking, thinking, there's some new men in the front row. And I guess that kind of made it, there were old men in the back row. But either way, our sermon series this for 4 weeks, we're in the second week of Jukebox Jesus. And we dealt with U2 and rock music. Last week was with Taylor Swift and pop music. And coming up this week is Kendrick Lamar with hip hop, and then we have Garth Brooks with country. I was gonna say I like. My daughter is in South Korea, and I told her about the country. She said, "Why couldn't you have it on the week that I was home?" She's a Morgan Wallen and Luke Combs fan for sure. But the Taylor Swift series, I think we did okay with that one. It I think probably was a stretch for some in this series of, why are we or how are we relating to pop music and rock and hip hop and, country music as a church. So I think just the similarities in the populations of millions of people that follow music. Always. Music is such an impactful part of our lives. There's no way to get around not having some theme of something. If it's a jingle on TV, something on the radio, something, that's from the 50s or the 60s that you like, music has an impact. And so what I tried to pull out of Taylor Swift and I think was just the impact that she has on fashion and on style and on music and influence, even in, even in the political endeavors. And then how do we relate as a church? How to relate to people that have a following that's different. So I was going to say, in this week, Pastor Steve has Kendrick Lamar. So that will be interesting to watch. If you know anything about Kendrick and about that genre of hip hop, he is at the pinnacle as, Garth Brooks is and Taylor Swift and U2 in some way. And how do we as a church relate to them? So this week we come out of Psalms 13, and it is about just asking the question, sometime in our desperation, the theme is trials. In our desperation, we often ask God, how long do I have to endure? How long do I have to suffer? How long do I have to stay in this state of, sometimes what our enemies and, people present themselves as. So, yeah, it's just me, guys. I get to have my own little rant. I do miss Pastor Steve and Pastor Tammy, but we wish them well and hope that this week you invite a friend, invite someone to come to church with you or to watch online with you. Our 9 o'clock service modern, our 11 o'clock service traditional. We like when you share and subscribe for Mentor United Methodist Church. Thank you for taking the time to sit and talk with me about Pastor Capture.